Hello everyone, it's Jill again and welcome back to my YouTube channel Relax, Release and Reiki, which is all about deeply relaxing, releasing energy that isn't serving us, whether that's manifesting as unsupportive thoughts, uncomfortable feelings, or whether it's something physically in our bodies. Anything that needs to be released, and I do that all via the use of beautiful Reiki and some life-lifting coaching techniques. So this is the first in the mini-series I've created that is focusing on releasing physical pain from our bodies. So typically when something happens to us that causes a negative emotion, for want of a better term, instead of releasing it, we tend to bank it in our bodies, and that's mostly because we've never been taught how to process emotion. If you think about how we react when someone's crying, we're always in a rush to get them to stop rather than allowing them to let the emotion out, process it, and then obviously let it go, release it. And when we suppress emotions, anger, another classic example of that, what we do then is hold that energy somewhere in our bodies, and it can build up over time, and if it isn't released, it can manifest as an ache, a pain, or worse, as an illness or a disease. So obviously we don't want that. So I'm going to go through and show you how you can actually release that trapped energy. So it may be that you're joining this because you actually do have something physical going on in your body, but even if you don't, I feel that this is a great practice. Simply because it hasn't manifested yet, it doesn't mean that it might not spike up in the future. I would say that this isn't a replacement for medical treatment, so if you've got something going on that you're concerned with, obviously seek professional help. Alright, so Reiki is deeply relaxing, and it takes us from the busyness of our day-to-day thinking and just being actually, into a much more relaxed state, into alpha, maybe even deeper. Sometimes you even fall asleep during a Reiki session. So to stay safe, please don't listen to this if you're driving or operating heavy machinery. Take it as an opportunity to create some space for yourself, take some time to just deeply relax and enjoy the process in all of its beauty. Likewise, if you have had alcohol, caffeine or recreational drugs in the last couple of hours, again, I'd recommend coming back to this at another time. Alright. So, in just a moment, I'm going to fully open up to Reiki. So I invite you to, sit or lie down for this one. Both are fine. And healing for me is typified by the colour green. I like to visualise a very vibrant, verdant green. So if you can do that, and I'll obviously talk us through that would be great. But don't worry, and if you're not a visual person and you're not one for creating images in your mind's eye, that's absolutely fine. Just listen to my words, feel your way through, but just always know that you can trust that Reiki is doing exactly what it needs to. And that's the last thing I'm going to say, and then we'll actually open up. So Reiki does whatever your energy needs. It just intuitively knows that. We don't need to guide it. And I'm not trying to divert that process. We are working in parallel to that power of universal energy. So we're just going to set some intentions and just to explore, like I say, in parallel while Reiki goes off and does what it's need to. Yeah, it's a very safe process. You can just allow yourself to deeply relax and go with the flow. Alright. So I'm hoping that you're comfortable and that you're ready. So if that's the case, then I invite you to close your eyes and just pause here for a moment. It's not untypical for it to feel as though thoughts and energy are buzzing around in your head, almost like static on a radio. So let's just acknowledge that. Okay, alright. So I am quite a visual person, despite being visually impaired. So I like to picture Reiki as this beautiful golden light, as a ball of energy that spins around us and within us, but also as like a shaft of light coming in through the crown of our head. But I do invite you just notice what comes up for you. Maybe different colours, different sensations. Everybody experiences Reiki in a different way. There is no right or wrong. It is a very individual, unique experience for each of us, because we are unique individuals, and that is definitely something to be celebrated. So trust yourself, trust the process. Okay, I'm going to start us off with a grounding exercise. So I invite you to think of somewhere in nature, somewhere green actually. So that could be in a meadow, in the woods, with a green canopy of trees, somewhere with green bushes. It can be somewhere you've been before, somewhere you've seen in pictures, or somewhere that your imagination seeks to create and take you to. So if you can, imagine yourself standing somewhere in nature. And bring your focus to the soles of your feet. And feel them planted on the earth. Perhaps you've got bare feet in your imagination, and you can feel grass between your toes. Let's breathe in deeply and then release the breath, bringing our focus down into the soles of our feet, making that connection with nature. Let's take a few breaths here. Breathing in. When you're ready, turn the breath round and release. Just release whenever you feel you want to, don't wait for me. Once again, breathing in deeply. Really fill your diaphragm with that breath, bring it right down. And then release. Just pause for a moment before taking your next deep breath. Once again, breathing in. Breathing out. With every breath you take, feeling the Reiki energy now start to flood in through the crown of your head, coursing through your whole body, down through the soles of your feet, and then circling back up in a continuous, beautiful loop of energy. And on the out breath, starting that process of releasing any energy that you don't need. Don't get caught up in what that energy is. Just trust that you can release it. It's safe to do so. Releasing it down into the earth to be recycled and reused. Give yourself, give your energy permission to release and let go. And with every single breath, relaxing a little bit more and a little bit more. And as we deepen that connection with nature, we start to feel one with it. We are just part of nature after all, of the universe. And it's as if Mother Nature comes up to meet us, laying gentle hands over our feet to steady us as we stand majestically in nature. Not a restraining grip, just a gentle, loving support so that we can stand taller and feel grounded, as if we're putting roots down into the earth, feeling very stable, very centered, as our scattered energy starts to come back to the midline. And now I just invite you to bring your focus to the crown of your head. And imagine your crown opening. Maybe that's an unfamiliar concept for you, but just imagine your hands in prayer position and then they fall down into a cup shape. Imagine that motion happening on the crown of your head if you can. Again, don't worry if you can't. Just trust the process. Regardless, the Reiki energy is going to flow in to the crown of your head. As it floods through you, bringing you back into balance, down, coursing down your whole body, releasing anything through the soles of your feet, circling back up, in through the crown, and that continual gentle motion of Reiki coming in and stale energy being released. And with our focus on the crown of our head, feel as though we're reaching up to the sky, almost as if there are cords coming out of the top of our head, reaching up to the sky, so that we're deeply connected. And in this moment, feeling so grounded and able to just shed anything that isn't serving us, busy thoughts, prickly feelings, any uncomfortable emotions, we can just start to release and let them go now. None of that matters. Just a sense of oneness with the universe. Let's take a lovely deep breath in and out. You can, every time you take a breath, if you feel you want to sigh deeply, make a sound, do what feels right for you. Okay, lovely. And this space that you've come to in nature is a very safe space. It's somewhere where you can deeply relax and just be yourself. So I invite you to, no matter where you are physically, in your mind's eye, in your energy, feel as though you can lower yourself down and lie out flat with your back to the earth, looking up to the sky. Feeling enveloped by the grass in a loving embrace, allowing you to relax a little bit more, a little bit more. Feel as though almost detaching from your physical body and just allowing your energy to float, to flow, to go where it wants to, where it needs to. Detaching from your physical surroundings, allowing your thoughts to slow down. As thoughts still come in, just acknowledge them and allow them to float on by. Breathing slows down, and as is typical when you're in deep relaxation, your heart rate can gently slow down. Feeling deeply relaxed and calm, a little bit more with every single breath you take. Giving your energy permission to relax, to release. So we're setting the intention to tap into our bodies and notice where we may have trapped energy. So we ask that we can identify areas of trapped energy in our body and be able to start the process of releasing that energy, letting it go. So we're going to do a body scan. Actually, if a part of your body is kind of come to your attention already, breathe into that space. If that hasn't happened for you, just take a nice deep breath. So breathe in, either into an area of your body that's popped up, or just generally breathe in nice and deeply. Feel as though you're filling that space or just your body with Reiki energy, and then breathe out. Feel as though popping that bubble of energy, releasing what needs to go, letting it go. Okay. So bringing our focus to the crown of our head. If you can, imagine the Reiki energies in a gentle, circular, swirling motion. Swirling, if you like, inside your body and outside. It knows no bounds. Just very gently. And so the energy circles round in your face and head. Breathe into that space and notice any tension, let that go. But also notice any sensations that feel a little bit different, maybe a bit prickly. Maybe you do have a pain. There's a headache or some jaw ache, toothache, anything like that. Notice it with curiosity. Moving down into your neck and shoulders. Now, typically we do tend to hold a lot of tension in our shoulders. You're hunched up, especially when we're stressed. So let's take a breath in. Bring our shoulders up to our ears deliberately, and then gently roll them back, widening across our collarbones. Just very gently, don't do anything jarring or anything that's going to cause discomfort. Just feel your body, what it needs. Perhaps you want to just roll your shoulders back a few times. Just wiggle to release that tension there. And again, noticing any pain, any aches, any just different feelings to the rest of your body. Focusing on your arms, wrists and hands. Breathing in. Feel as though the energy is streaming down into your arms and hands, fingers. And again, just noticing whether you're tensing any of the muscles in your arms, whether you've been clenching your hands. Just allow the muscles to soften. All just with love and curiosity. Bring your focus to that midsection of your body. So I guess from your heart down to your belly button, that whole midsection. Breathe into that space and release. And again, noticing, are there any unusual feelings? For example, sometimes it can feel like you've got a tightness in your chest. If you've been feeling a bit anxious or uncertain, you can sometimes have that feeling there. Around in our tummy areas, in the upper part, we can, again, stomach issues can rear up, or just a feeling of discomfort in that area. And likewise, obviously, our backs can hold a lot of tension. So again, just notice what may be going on for you. And if you feel you want to take a nice deep breath in, again, just do so. Breathe into that space and release. Moving down now into that lower section of our body. So from our belly button right down to the base of our spine, into our pelvis. We've got like a bowl shape between our hips, and again we hold a lot of emotion there, a lot of tension, particularly women. So again, just noticing what may be going on, whether you've got cramps down there, just feels uncomfortable. Notice what's going on around in your buttocks and your bum. Again, seem to sort of clench your buttocks. So releasing the muscles, releasing any tension. Breathing in and releasing out. Then down into our legs. I'm going to just focus on our thighs and the top part of our leg for a moment. And maybe a little bit more into our hips and hip flexor. Breathe into that space. and release. Again, just noticing what's going on, any tension in your hips, in your thighs. And then down into our knees. We can often have issue with our knees linked to sort of rigidity in thinking, recipient of a lot of criticism, things we bank that in our knee. So again, just notice whether there's any discomfort, maybe almost like a blocked feeling or a prickliness there. Breathe into that space and let it go. Down into our shins and calves, letting any tension go there. Our legs get worked quite a bit, so breathe in and release. Down into our feet and ankles. It's not uncommon to have achy feet, pain in our arches or things like that. So once again, breathing in and out. Okay. So I just take a moment to scan back through your body, remembering where things felt achy, uncomfortable, blocked, prickly, or any other sensation. Just notice which parts of your body that was the feeling for you. Start from the crown of your head, just gently scanning through. Just take a moment and just notice what's going on for you. And bringing the focus, or your focus, to just one of the areas of your body where you felt something a little different, that felt a little out of flow. Bring your focus there. Maybe you even want to lay your hands on that area of your body. Just laying your palms gently. No, don't put any pressure there, just gently lay them on that part of your body. And breathe into that space. So almost instead of, typically we breathe in through our nose, down into our abdomen, diaphragm. But imagine that you're actually breathing into that space in just a moment. And as you breathe into that space, feel as though you're filling it with Reiki healing, and as you do so, that healing energy floods in and then can push out any trapped energy. Start that process. Okay, so let's breathe in deeply. Really, really big breath into that space. Hold it for just a moment. And then a lovely long drawn out breath. Let's take a few breaths into this space. So breathe in again. Hold it for just a moment. And release. Once again, breathing in. Hold it for just a moment and release. feel as though bubbles of energy coming up into your neck and coming out. Sometimes you burp, sometimes you yawn. Sometimes no sensation actually comes up in that moment, but it's just a feeling of lightness. So sometimes when we have trapped energy, it feels very heavy, as if it's weighing us down, and then when we release it, we feel lighter because our vibration is raising. This is a very different experience for everybody. It very much depends on where the energy is trapped, why it's trapped. So there's no right or wrong here. So as I say, some typical things, but like I say, everyone is different. So you can feel as though bubbles of energy are coming up and out. It can feel a lightness. But again, as I say, it very much depends. So if it is a big bubble of trapped energy, we'll start that process of release, but we can't necessarily release it all just in this one Reiki session. And the reason for that is because if we did so, you'd have to probably take to your bed for a couple of days, because obviously there's healing that comes with that. And it's energetic healing is no different to, if you break your arm, it can take, I'm not sure how long, 6 weeks I think, maybe, to fuse the bones again and to heal it. So very similar with energetic healing. That's the beauty of Reiki. It only goes at the pace that you can cope with. So it may be that it's a slow, gradual release and healing over the next hours, days, weeks, maybe even months. Or it may be like a big bang, pop, and the energy is gone. Okay, but I just invite you to very much trust that process and be aware of thoughts and feelings that come up as a result of this, whether memories come up that need to be released, things that you've not thought about for a while that need to be released. But again, don't be afraid of that. Reiki is not going to show you anything that is going to cause you upset, trauma, discomfort. Reiki is a return to love, always, absolutely always. So it's a very loving, supportive process, and one that you can trust 100%. Okay. Now, I ask you to trust your intuition on this next piece. You can, if you had more than one area of your body that felt a little out of balance, or maybe a lot out of balance, you can bring your attention there and do, which I'll talk you through, breathing into that space. Or you may just want to keep your focus on this first area. So ask your energy, where should I focus? So literally just say, where should I focus? And trust what came up, whether it's to stay where you are or to move to the next area. Where should I focus? Okay. So whatever it feels right to you, bring your focus there. Breathe in. Hold it for a moment. Release. Breathe in. Hold it for a moment. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Hold your focus. Hold your breath. And then release. If you feel as though that trapped energy is sort of bubbling up and out, maybe you take some more deep breaths, or just breathe, kind of almost whistle it, breathe it out. Sigh, just do whatever feels good. Just trust yourself, trust your energy, trust your body. Maybe just a wriggle around, just to shake that energy out and off. Okay. So we've started the process of releasing trapped energy in our bodies. So let's say trust that process. Perhaps it's an immediate thing, something that's going to happen over the next days, weeks, or months if needed. But I do invite you to show love to those areas that have felt out of flow, out of balance. It's quite typical actually that we almost hate on our bodies a little bit, particularly when we're in pain. So to move away from that vibration back into the vibration of love, I just invite you to one more time bring focus to your whole body. Or it's actually you do what feels intuitively good, either to your whole body or to a particular area of your body, and feel love. Open your heart and feel as though you're sharing love with yourself. Let's thank our bodies for all that they do. So I thank you for all that you do. I love you and I celebrate you. That may feel a bit prickly or uncomfortable actually. So I invite you to, just throughout the course of your day, over the next few days, next few weeks, just show your body some love. When you think of it, everybody and everything flourishes in a nurturing and loving environment. When we express love, you can see people blossom, you can see nature blossom. And it's no different when we show love to ourselves. Not in an egotistical way or a selfish way. Just purely celebrating who we are. And as we show ourselves love, we can heal. So let us take the biggest breath in that we've taken so far in this session, if we can. And as we do, in just a moment, we are opening our hearts to ourselves and to continue that healing process. As we release whatever needs to go, we're going to backfill with loving energy. So let's do that. So let's take a huge breath in, opening your heart, and breathe out. Once do that again, and this time even bigger. Just loving heart energy is massive. Just feel it in your heart, feel it in your body, in your energy, in the room that you're in the building that you're in the area, and then just out to the world. Huge, loving heart energy. So breathe in, feeling it flood through you to you, and out into the world. Feeling a deep sense of love and connectedness. Let's just pause here just for a moment. Really feeling that loving energy. And giving thanks to Reiki and the universe for the healing, the love and the light. Beautiful. Okay. So just for now, I'm just going to stop the flow of Reiki. But know that you can tap into this anytime that you want to. By taking a few deep breaths, opening your crown and allowing the Reiki to flow through you. Okay, let's come back to the room. So bring your attention back to your physical body. Notice the seat or the bed beneath you. Start to wriggle, and when you're ready, open your eyes and come back into the room. Let's just take a moment. So I'm just going to have a sip of drink, sip of water. Okay. So, during that Reiki, you may have felt a number of areas in your body that felt a little out of whack. So, as I say, when we heal, it can take a fair bit out of us. We can feel very tired as a result because, if, for example, you may have been holding something for 10, 20, 30 plus years. And as you start that process of releasing the trapped energy, it makes sense. You just can't pop the bubble all at once because it's just too much. So I invite you to give yourself a few days. If you feel that there's still more to be released, come back to this video as many times as you need to, or do your own practice of just, as I say, opening your crown, breathing deeply and allow the energy to flood through you. But just go at a gentle pace. Be kind to yourself. Allow yourself that time to heal before moving on. You'll just intuitively know when it's the right time. Okay? And after, as I say, because we're healing, you may feel a little tired today, or even over the next couple of days. You may feel a little more emotional as well. So just be mindful of that and just recognize what it is. It's all fine. You're just releasing, shedding that energy. Okay, just trust the process. Okay, so if you have any questions, comments, feedback, leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Other than that, I just wish you lots of love and happiness.